Hi, I am Margarita Santos, and welcome to the Diary of an Angry Black Woman podcast. This podcast, we're going to be talking about colorism and how it affects dark-skinned women, and how dark-skinned women can navigate the world of colorism and not let it get to us. That's my goal. And my goal is also educate non-black people or non-dark-skinned people and lighter-colored people about colorism and how, it affects us and how they can do their part to stop it. So, about me. I'm Margarita. I live in Missouri. I was born in Missouri in 2002, making me 18 years old at the time this is published. I lived there for a little bit of my life, then moved to Alabama for 6 years. And during that time, I dealt with racism, and it was a bit of microaggressions, to be honest. I don't really remember it because I was so young. I moved back to Missouri when I was 9. So the only role that I can remember from that time was my first grade teacher being racist towards me, and I didn't know it was racism. I just didn't understand it. Apparently I cried when I came home, but I remember I just kept feeling, I just didn't like it there at all. I felt despair when I went to school. I did not like being in Alabama at all. But to be honest, I kind of want to go back because I miss the quietness and the slow pacedness of it all. I just, not bad memories of the South. I really truly enjoy being in the South. And I moved back to Missouri when I was 9. And that time I dealt being in an all-white environment. So my family was the only black family on the street. We went to majority black Latino school. So if you're a black person, that can be, especially being dark-skinned, being a majority, white area, it can really mess with you. And it did me, to be honest. I always got told to like a white girl, and I got told that, just make fun of my skin color because I was dark-skinned. And most of the teasing came from other black people. And that teasing really made me hate being black, if I'm being honest. It made me feel like, why don't they like me, So I kind of distanced myself from my peers. I felt that I was, better than them because I didn't do the typical black things. I didn't listen to rap music. I didn't speak slang like them. I was into weird things. I was into, punk rock stuff. That's what I was into. And what really tipped me over to my really anti-blackness, and especially towards my anti-black men. I'm not anti-black men now, but I'm ashamed to say that some events did occur that made me feel that way. Because when I was in 7th grade, there was this kid, I'm not gonna say his name, let's call him M. He would always call me a nigga, and I expressed to him that I did not like that term because I am not a nigga. I am a black girl. That's what I am. And he went on to say, we're black, so we're niggas. And I told him, I said, no, we're not. We're black people, not niggas. And I think nobody should say the word. I don't care if you're white or black, nobody should say the word nigga. My views on that have changed. I view black people can say, because that's our word that we're claiming, that word was used to demonize us and to hurt us. That word was a weapon against us, and we have a right to use it. But, this is my, all lives matter phase. So, I was saying nobody could say it. But my point does stand. He should have never called me a nigga if I asked him not to. And things got worse between me and him. It all blew up when we were in the hallway together. And we were playing, and he punched me in my stomach really, really, really hard. I collapsed to the floor, asking for help, and he ran off. And I was so angry. I came home crying. I was so scared to go to school. Like, I was so broken up because it never happened to me. no one's ever hit me before, much less than a black boy hit me before. And that really solidified my mind that I wasn't I wasn't a black person, because if they could sit there and put their hands on me, like, why? They make fun of me and they call me names and they punch me. You know, why am I with them? So I began to basically have a little internalized anti-blackness, which I do feel bad for, and I did unpack. And after that, you know, I was strictly white boys. White boys were my thing. White boys still kind of are my thing a little bit, but I was all about the white boys. And I didn't really have the concept of racism back then, because, you know, a year later I was in 8th grade and people were very, very racist towards me, and I was still friends with them. Like I said, I had all white friends. And I didn't realize their comments were racism until I educated myself. I thought they were just jokes. And I know I keep saying this, but I feel bad for that. I really feel bad for all those years that I hated myself. I hated having a big nose, and I hated my hair, and I hated being dark skinned. I wanted to be lighter so bad. And, you know, I put up with racist remarks, stuff like that, because I thought we were friends. I remember one of my friends, let's call her R. We were walking home, my other friend, who is biracial, I'm not saying biracial, she is a lot of things. She's a hodgepodge of things. But she has black hair. And this girl named R said, I'm glad I have your guys' hair. My hair's not dirty like you all. And I don't quite remember my response, but my friend told me that I ate her up, which I think, you know, she deserved that. So, you know, I kept doing with that, and then I was a token black girl for a lot of things, and this carried on until, you know, my sophomore year. And my sophomore year, my family moved. My mother moved us to the ghetto. I'm be honest, I was moved to the ghetto. And I remember being so angry, like, because I just thought, like, I'm not ghetto. That's not me. I'm going to get jumped because I had my mind that black people hated me. And if I was going to go there, I was immediately going to get into a fight because they hated me, you know? And I'm going to be honest, moving to a majority black area really, really saved my life. And it saved, you know, it helped me love myself. I was dealing with depression and, you know, hating being black, and that really contributed to my depression and my father issues, which also contributed to my disdain for black men. And when I moved from that area where I felt alone, I moved to a place where I felt included, because these people at that school are very, very pro-black. You know, everything's about embracing our blackness at that school, and I appreciate that so much. I love that at that school. My sophomore year, I educated myself. I'm gonna give you some documentaries to watch so you guys can educate yourself too. It's on Netflix. Watch The 13th. It's about slave labor and how prisons put black people in jail so they can make money. Also watch Black Panther Party History. That's a really good film. Also watch, I forgot what this film is called. It's about Rick Ross, the original Rick Ross. He worked for the government to put crack in black communities. So I really educated myself, and I really felt pro-black. I lost a lot of white friends during that time, and I don't feel bad about it. They, you know, if they didn't like my pro-blackness, they could leave, and I'm not gonna be ashamed of that. I really began to really understand things, and I ditched Eurocentric beauty standards. I'm mostly natural now. I hardly ever wear weaves, and I hardly ever flatten my hair. I'm not saying that you black women should be like me, be natural like me. I'm not saying that. But I know for me personally, my need to have straightened hair was not for me to feel good. It was for me to be similar to white culture. So I did that for myself, and I really just began to learn about me and my culture. I learned about colorism that year as well. And that's podcast about me being a dark-skinned woman. Colorism is everywhere. and it's unavoidable for me at this point. And colorism, I feel like it's getting worse and worse in our community. And I feel like it's my duty as a black woman to educate others on this. Educate dark-skinned people on how, sorry, my computer cut off. Educate dark-skinned people on how we can deal with these harmful words. We don't have to always hate ourselves. We can deal with it. And how to educate also non-dark-skinned people on how to be a better ally to us. That's my mission here. That's my goal. And this whole point of this podcast is to basically, be a place where I can vent and be that angry black girl without any judgment. Because often, too many times, when I go on rants about, how I feel, my political statements, I'm always the angry black girl. So I create a space for myself to be that angry black girl, where I can rant and rave all I want, because this is my space, this is my safe space, and you guys get to listen to it. Because me, I can't be silent. I can't continue to be silent while these things happen. I can't. But I also just can't deal with my things being dismissed. So that's why I have this platform, or my beginning to be platform. So, yeah, that's about me. So what we're going to talk about this month, I have on my topics that are for the month. This month, next week, we're talking about the basis of colorism, and basically the history of colorism, and how it became so divided. And that's going to be dealing with house slaves and field slaves, and how white supremacy is really rooted in colorism. The next week, week 3, is about colorism in the modern age, and how basically being light-skinned with black features is a beauty standard, and how even white girls are even trying to like this, trying to look racially ambiguous like us, or not us, but light-skinned women. And last week, week 4, is going to be about, y'all gonna hate me for this one, but black men. There have been an upsurge. There's been so many cases of black men abusing black women, throwing women in garbage cans and beating them and throwing them ice cream freezers, that I have to talk about this. I can't be silent on this anymore. So, that's my topics, and if you're interested, I encourage you to listen. So, I know this first recording is a little rough. That's just because it's, my first time doing anything like this. So, yeah. So, I don't know how to end it, so I'm trying to think of what else I need to say. And that's it. So, during next week, I do podcast episodes every Saturday. I upload every Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, yeah. So, have a good week, and I will talk to you all next week. Bye.